Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we spill the tea on corporate filings, and today we've got something a bit spicy from Cycurion Incorporated. This isn't your average check. In folks, it is more like a dramatic plot twist in the corporate world. Before we dive in, if you love getting straight to the point financial insights that actually make sense, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of smart investors on our Discord server. 2 links are in the description below, so come join the conversation. Alright, let's unpack this Cycurion report. The big news here is a significant change to how the company's stock is structured. They've just executed a reverse stock split. Now, what does that mean for you and me? Well, it is essentially a way for a company to artificially inflate its stock price by reducing the number of outstanding shares. Think of it like taking a pizza with 30 slices and cutting each slice into one larger slice. You still have the same amount of pizza, but it looks like you have fewer pieces. This filing is a Form 8K, a report that companies file to announce major events that shareholders should know about. And a reverse stock split is definitely a big deal. The effective date for this change was the 27th of October 2025. This move by Cycurion Incorporated isn't just a cosmetic change, it often signals deeper issues or strategic shifts. Cycurion is incorporated in Delaware and carries the CUSIP number 95758 L305. Let's look at what is actually registered. They have common stock trading under the symbol Cycu on the Nasdaq stock market LLC. They also have redeemable warrants that are exercisable for 1 share of common stock at an exercise price of $11.5 per S-Hair, also trading as Cycu. Cycurion considers itself an emerging growth company. This designation comes with certain regulatory benefits and often means they aren't quite as established as larger corporations. This section tells us about fundamental changes to what security holders own, and that is exactly what a reverse stock split does. It alters the number of shares each investor holds, directly impacting their unit ownership percentage. This is where the nitty-gritty of the change is explained. The company filed a second amendment to its second amended and restated certificate of incorporation. This legal document is like the company's rulebook, and they've just updated it. So starting the 27th of October 2025, the stock started trading on a new footing. The symbol Cycu remains the same, but the underlying value per S-Hair has been significantly recalibrated. This is the core of the reverse split. For every 30 shares an investor owned before this, they now technically own just 1. This is done to boost the per share price, preventing it from falling below certain exchange listing requirements or making it appear more substantial to investors. Look at that reduction in shares outstanding. We went from over 86 million shares down to just under 2.9 million. That is a massive consolidation. When you do a split like this, sometimes people end up owning fractions of shares. Cycurion's approach is to pay cash for these fractional holdings. This simplifies the shareholder registry, but means some minor shareholders might be cashed out entirely. This section often spills the beans on other important developments that don't fit neatly into the other categories. Here is a critical piece of context, folks. Just days before this reverse stock split announcement, they had asked the Nasdaq hearings panel to fight against having their securities delisted. This reverse split might be a move to meet Nasdaq's minimum price requirements and avoid being kicked off the exchange. When a company is facing delisting, it is usually a sign of serious business challenges. The hearing is set for the 20th of November 2025. This is a major event to watch. If they lose this appeal, their stock could end up trading on a less liquid over the counter market, which is generally bad news for investors. This section just lists out the other documents that are part of this filing. They've attached a press release from the 27th of October 2025 that details this reverse stock split. And as is standard, they've included the interactive data file. And finally, the official sign-off. This report is signed by L. Kevin Kelly, the Chief Executive Officer. Now let's talk about what all of this means. The fact that Cycurion is doing a reverse stock split, especially when they're also fighting to stay listed on Nasdaq, is a pretty big red flag. Companies typically resort to reverse splits when their stock price has fallen so low that it is in danger of being delisted. This isn't usually a sign of a company in robust health. It is more of a survival tactic to maintain their stock exchange listing, and perhaps attract institutional investors who might have rules against buying very low. Price stocks. The critical question here is whether this reverse split is a temporary fix or if it is accompanied by a genuine business turnaround. The upcoming Nasdaq hearing will be a huge indicator of the company's future. If they can't convince the panel to let them stay on Nasdaq even after this stock split, it suggests the underlying business problems are severe. Looking at the numbers, the reduction in shares is drastic, but it doesn't change the underlying value of the company. If the company's business isn't improving, the stock price will likely continue its downward trend even after the split. Investors should be very cautious and closely monitor the outcome of the Nasdaq hearing and any future operational updates from Cycurion. The reverse split itself is a symptom, not a cure. Alright, that is our breakdown of Cycurion's latest filing. What is your take on this reverse stock split and the fight to stay on Nasdaq? Do you think it is a smart move or a desperate one? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this deep dive into corporate filings was valuable, hitting that like button would be awesome. And remember to subscribe for more straight shooting financial analysis. Don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description for more in-depth chats. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next decode.